Okay, so you've learned that you can get your pet skeleton articulated. How does one go about doing that? Step number one, make sure it's what you really truly do want. Think about this hard before your pet even gets close to passing away. It's a little morbid, but this is actually a discussion my husband and I were having about our boy Gunner. When he was a puppy, we decided pretty early on that once he inevitably passed away, this is what we would be doing with his remains. I was not vibing with the burial or cremation route for him. Now, even if you are for sure decided that this is what you want to do with your pet, remember that after they pass away, your opinions might change. You might be grieving differently than you expected, and you might change your mind. Whether you're like me and thought about it for the several years that your pet was alive, or you just decided right before or even when they pass away that you want to have them preserved in this way, step number one is going to be store them. And by store them, I do mean, yes, put them in a freezer. Our boy was like a 70 to 75 pound golden retriever German shepherd mix, and he fit in one of these small little chest freezers. You don't have to personally own the freezer, you don't have to store them on your property, but do figure out a storage solution. We happen to own these anyway. We use them for meat and other things, so this is what we used. I recommend storing your pet for a minimum of 1 month. Not only will this help you make sure that this is what you want, give you time to grieve and to decide that this is the path you want to go, but also if you have to ship your pet or otherwise transport them anywhere, this means that they'll be able to be safely transported because they will be frozen through. For my dog, we drove 2.5 hours to the person who articulated him, and if he was not frozen solid like that, he would have not been doing so great in the car. If you are shipping your pet's remains, the person that you are working with should be able to give you instructions on how to do that. Okay, but how do you find somebody who's going to work on your pet? So for me, when my dog was diagnosed with lymphoma, shortly afterward, I started joining Facebook groups like Articulation Nation because I knew that his days were pretty numbered. Any other oddity groups will work pretty well. This is over on Facebook. You can look on other websites as well, though. Whether you'd look into these things before or after your pet passes away is going to be entirely up to you. It is also going to depend on how you're able to store your pet's remains. If you have them cremated or buried, it's pretty much game over. And if you're wondering for a price range, ask whoever you're interested in. It is going to vary depending on the size of your pet, the difficulty of them, and also just who you go with. Expect to spend hundreds, if not over $1,000 for this kind of thing, though. Finally, really look into whoever you plan on getting an articulation from. These are your babies, and you do not want to pay a lot of money for a final product that you are not going to like. I got really lucky, and turns out that the person that I was planning on commissioning for Gunner's skeleton for my boyo, it's somebody that I had already purchased multiple skeletons from unknowingly from a local oddity shop for the past couple of years. So I was already familiar with his work. I knew that I liked it, and it turns out he was an awesome guy. Well, he is still an awesome guy. Sorry that this video was a little long, but I hope it helped. Feel free to ask more questions if you have any.